present Mr. Charlie Riddle. He is a district attorney from Marksville. He started off at LSU for grad and undergrad studies. He continued to become state representative of Louisiana for 11 years. And right now he's undergoing his 11th year as district attorney for Marksville. He has been involved in Rotary Club for over a fourth of a century. He has been a dedicated speaker for Camp RYLA, this being his 18th consecutive year. He has 3 sons and 7 grandchildren, and he hopes to be one of the best speakers that Camp RYLA has for this week. Without further ado, Mr. Riddle.
I've been running down the road trying to... Hey, did you hear that? 15, 16 years old, and he knows who Jackson Brown is, right? All right, he knows. Well, whatever. Thank you. Shiva, where are you? Good job. Okay, 26 years is technically a little bit over a quarter of a century. God, you made me sound old. This is coming from the guy who's so smart that he stumped me on the interview questions. That's how smart he is. And then he said that I looked like I was 40-something. What's funny about that? That wasn't supposed to be funny. Weren't you one of my volunteers? Weren't you like number... No? Who's number 1? Who's number 2? Who's number 3? You are, okay. Who's number 4? Okay, all right. You're not doctor. Doctor or mister? I'm an attorney. Attorneys generally don't say doctor, although technically they could, and some say I'm Dr. Lawyer so-and-so, but I don't do that, okay? My name is Charles Riddle, and I am an attorney, okay? And why are you here? Oh, no. My God. All right, can I have your attention? I've got to do the board report. May I have your attention, please? I have 1 rule. No, 2 rules. What's the first rule? I'm going to let you talk, but I want you to volunteer. Second rule, and this is the most important one, you can't yawn. All right, because yawning is contagious, and I know there's probably 4 guys in here already planning to yawn on purpose so that I can get their attention and they can be a showboat, that kind of stuff. All right, am I right? You already know the 4 guys, huh? You probably do know them, huh? I am here to speak on one of the most exciting subjects you can think of. How many of you know what the subject matter is? Ethics. How did you know it was ethics? Oh, it's on ethics, all right. Ah, we might use some of that, but what's an ethic? Morals. That's interesting. What's your name? Dean? Wait, Dean, hold on. Dean says that ethics is morals. How many of you agree with that? Okay, if you raised your hand, you're partially correct. Oh yeah, now you want to raise it. That's good, man. That's good. But is it just morals? No. Otherwise, we'd just say morals, right? Okay, so what are ethics? Or what is ethics? What would it be? Who's a grammarian in here? What is ethics or what are ethics? Yes?
Ethics are like, you know, like you have religious ethics, like what do you believe in? Like you can't push back. That's like going against ethics is like going pro-abortion.
So it'd be like a standard. Okay, I'm going to give you a dictionary definition and we're going to have fun with it. This is how exciting this is. The science of morals in human conduct. Moral principles and rules of conduct. That's pretty simple, isn't it? All right. Was somebody talking about stealing badges tonight?
Yes.
Okay. Would it be unethical to steal? Did I hear that? Or am I dreaming that? Like a punishment? You were talking about it, right? Yeah. Okay. So is stealing someone else's badge an ethical thing?
No.
No, of course not. Who said yeah? Which one said? You said yeah. It's enough. And you started off with morals. You started off with the right stuff. All right, well listen, there's one thing that I want to do. Okay, how many of you are familiar with Apple computers? Okay, all right, you've all heard of the company. Okay, well, I'm a beta tester. Did you know that? They didn't, I forgot to tell you that, Sheila. You know what a beta tester is? When they come out with new products, they ask people to volunteer to work out the kinks. Yes? Huh? Beta, B-E-T-A, tester. Oh. Beta tester. Okay, so anyway, Apple contacted me not too long ago. And how many of you have an iPad? How many of you have the iPad 5? Anybody? What? You have 5? You have the 5? The iPad 5.
iPhone?
Beta tester. But wait, the best part about this was they sent some free apps, new apps that they're experimenting with. And the reason why they wanted to test them before they sent them out to the public is some of them are pretty dangerous. I got the Mind Reader app. What? Yes. No, it's only free for me. Well, I'm going to tell you. Who's volunteer number 1? No. Volunteer 1, come on up. Oh, this was pre-selected. While I'm at it, I want y'all to meet Tiffany Tumanella. You were all the way over here just to be able to see y'all. It's the first time I brought it. All right? Now let me tell you how this works. You start off, take this off. Because you have to take a picture first. All right? You ready? Okay, now the way it works, I take a picture and it reads brain activity. The more intelligent this person is, the more thought processes they have, the more vibrations I receive. And it also helps me to determine what's on her mind. Are you ready? All right, now smile. Oh wait, the sun is here. All right. Hey, that's good. Give it a second. Woo. Tonight's going to be really boring. All right, have a seat. Who's number 2? Who's number 2? Wait. What's your name?
Taylor.
Taylor? Where are you from?
Alexandria.
Boy, that's not far from Marksville. 30 miles away. How about that? What's your name? Eric. I'm from Marksville. You didn't hear that in the introduction? He did. Okay. Who didn't hear it? You were listening to Shiva? All right. Shiva? Yep. All right. I'm sorry. Your name is Sheep? Oh, you're Harry. Harry Rosa. All right. Where are you from, Harry? Puerto Rico. Right. I had a chance to go to Puerto Rico in 1972, which is a long time ago. Oh, Harry. Thank you very much. But I chose to go to Pelican Boys State instead. How about that? Huh? All right. You ready?
Yes.
All right.
Well, you think about anything you want?
Anything you want. A lot of brain activity. Give me a second.
You see how smart?
Oh no. He wants to know if Tiffany's my wife or my daughter. All right, how many of you think she's my wife?
Don't even raise your hand.
How many of you think she's my daughter? Hey, he's not gonna admit it.
Harry, you know you did.
Who's number 3? Number 3, come on now. All right, what's your name? Tate. All right, how do you spell Tate? T-A-E? Okay.
Tell me your real name. Shakira. That's not her real name.
Okay, we're going to accept it as real. All right, because she says it is, that it's on her ID. All right, where you from? Georgia. Where you live in Georgia and Louisiana? Well, okay, tell me where you live now. That's right, Vernon Parish. You ready? Think.
Bring you up here.
Whoa! You make good grades, don't you? Still shit. Awesome. Oh, God, you're going to make me blush. She's thinking, he wouldn't be so bad looking if we had all that gray hair on his head. All right, who's number 4? Who's number 4? No. Now, okay, did I give enough? You're number 4? Come on up. What's your name? Can you say that again? Jonah. How many of you know Jonah? You know him now, huh? Where you from, Jonah? You ready? All right, here we go. Smile. Oh. I got nothing.
Good job, bro.
That's kind of cruel, huh? Don't you hate that? I asked him before if he could take a joke. Don't worry about it. All right, how many of you really believe I'm a beta tester? Okay, good. Yeah, okay. How many of you believe that there really is an iPad 5? Okay. How many of you believe there's a mind reader app?
That would be so cool.
I took 4 pictures, and if you want me to delete them, I will, but otherwise I keep them with all my other RYLA, well, as long as I've had an iPad. So anyway, okay, so what did we learn from that? Okay, all right, let's start off with that. After the mumbles go around, you can't believe everything you can hear. Now look, for just a minute, when I first told you I was a beta tester, you believed it, right? No. Yes. Oh, don't start. Is Dixon trying to tell me that? Man. Who's talking in there?
Nobody.
Nobody.
It's just the microphone's right here.
I am. Sorry about that. And I kind of had you going about the iPad 5 and all that stuff. Yeah, when you start becoming leaders, and by the way, you know that's why you picked to come, right? You have the potential to become leaders. You've been here one night. How'd y'all sleep last night?
Horrible!
Okay, how was the floor? How was the floor? How was the floor? Oh, you told, so you lied to me? Okay, all right, now we got it. Okay, you were selected because you are leaders. And by the way, I have a surprise for y'all at the end. It's much better than that. And only one person gets the surprise. So you better listen. You better listen and participate, because if you don't participate, I won't recognize you and I won't even know you're around. All right, so we're going to go through a series of tests. All right, you ready for that? Yeah. No, you're not. Y'all don't really want to be tested.
We play no games.
Okay, don't raise your hand when you answer this question. Don't raise your hand.
Okay.
How many of you have cheated on a test?
I have.
Okay, a little too much honesty. Yeah. I want you to think about cheating on a test. Is it ethical to cheat on a test? No. Okay, everybody agrees with that? Why are we tempted to do it? Okay, all right, let's try this one at a time. Okay, why? Why do you think we want to cheat on a test?
a shortcut to the designated goal we have.
Oh, that's a good answer. In fact, I'll put that like maybe on top of all the other answers I've ever heard. At least until now. Let's hear the next one. You raised your hand? You're about to sneeze. Okay, did you raise your hand or you're about to sneeze? Which is it?
No, I raised my hand.
Okay, what is your answer?
To look better.
In other words, to do better, to get better grades.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Because maybe we haven't paid attention in class and the person sitting next to us have, and they're maybe smarter than us, and we don't know the answers, and maybe we think that our answer's wrong, so their answer may be right.
Okay, you gave 4 or 5 there. Okay, now that's good now. But you almost made it sound like it's okay to cheat. Okay, no, I just want to be sure we're on the same page. Give me your answer. Say again? Lazy. Now that's another good one. What's the lazy person's answer to getting good grades is to cheat? What were you going to say? You were going to say the same thing? I am. Yes?
You compare answers to see if they have the same answer as you, and if they don't, then you see that really is right.
Oh, so you're talking about looking at someone else's test paper or the answer sheet, not necessarily to get the correct answer, but to see if it's different and why would they put something different, right? That's what you're thinking? Is that good? No. All right, that's not good either. All right, okay. All right, I want one person to tell me why we shouldn't cheat. Okay, you said something. Go ahead, you said something.
Because, oh gosh, I don't know how to say it. Like, that's the easy way out.
Okay.
If you're a leader, when you're a leader, you don't want to take the easy way out.
Okay. All right, I'm looking for a particular word. What's that word?
It's unethical.
That's good. It's unethical. Okay, but suppose you could cheat and you knew you couldn't get caught just the way you're going to cheat. Why wouldn't you cheat anyway? In other, or better yet, I left my wallet right here and there were $40 in it and one of the 20s was hanging out. Nobody else is in the room. I'm in the restroom. You know you're not going to get caught. You take the 20, you don't.
Guilt.
Okay, guilt is one reason why you don't. But what's the reason you should have for not cheating and not stealing?
Wait, which one of us are you talking to?
Say again? You, I'm sorry.
Your conscience.
Okay, that's good. Your conscience should bother you, but there's another word I'm looking for, yes?
Integrity?
Integrity is the word. Integrity. Oh, you were going to say that? I'm really, okay, good. I'm glad that you didn't interrupt and you raised your hand, all that good stuff. You know what integrity is?
Yes.
Integrity is passing up that $20 bill. Integrity is not cheating on the test. Integrity is this. Have you ever gone to a convenience store, bought a bag of chips or something sweet to eat and a Coca-Cola and you give them $5 and they give you change for 10? And did that happen to anybody? It's happened to you? All right. Now here goes the fun part, and I want you to be totally honest. My first question is, when you got too much change, what did you do?
Well, I started walking away and then I stopped, turned around and looked back at it.
And you told them they gave you too much, and you gave it back. All right. How did you feel after that?
I felt good after I gave it back. I felt bad when I had to change.
That's an excellent answer, and I'm glad you're the first one. Because for integrity reasons, he felt great. It was, and by the way, the cash register is probably making minimum wage and it has to come out of his or her money for the pay. You know about that stuff, huh?
You don't even pay me.
All right, she's talking about a couple of weeks ago, I went to Harvest Food where she was working as a cash register, and then we talking. I packed up my bag, it was like $25, and I walked away. And she looked at me, and I said, what? She said, are you going to pay me? I forgot to pay her.
Dang.
I thought it was pretty funny, except for the fact that every person at Harvest Food at the registers heard, and other people started laughing at me because I'm the district attorney and I was walking out of a grocery store without paying. Who else raised their hand that they got too much change? You ever get too much change accidentally? Okay.
Not yet.
Not yet. You raised your hand?
Yes, sir.
What did you do?
I thought about it for a second, well, maybe a minute or two.
You knew you had too much change.
Yes.
And so what did you do?
I ended up giving it back.
How did you feel?
I felt blessed, like it would be a blessing.
Amen. All right, now, you're looking for the one who didn't give the money back. You.
If it was my mom.
You didn't give the money back. And you're going to tell me why. Oh, okay. Well, no, and you know what? You make a good point, because I used to ask this question. If it's $5, it's no big deal. If it's $100, it's a big deal. But from an integrity standpoint, it's a big deal. Now, 2 pennies, okay, I'm stretching it. But who wants 2 pennies anyway? I mean, we used to bend down and pick up a penny off the parking lot. Now you see them, you look to see if it's clean. You know what I'm talking about? All right, so did anybody in here get change more than they're supposed to get and not give it back? It's okay to be honest right now. You did. Okay. What was your thought process?
I did, but I didn't realize until I already left, so I put it in the offering plate at church.
Oh, that's pretty good. She made up for her crime. No, it's not. No, that's actually pretty good. Okay, that's actually pretty good. I went to Harvard School once. This was a few years before you were working there. And I was actually 10 cents short, didn't have a check, didn't have a credit card. And I told the cash register, the lady working there, that I would be back. I'll be back with the dime. She said, don't worry about it. Well, 30 minutes later, I remembered that I hadn't gone back with the dime, so I went to get some money, came back, and I gave her a dime. And she almost passed out that I actually went back and gave her the dime. I mean, what's a dime, you know? But I did. And I did it for integrity reasons, plus I've been talking about this for 18 years. And I thought it'd be a great story to share. You don't know how good I felt. Then, 2 days later, somebody came up to me and said, hey man, I heard you went back to the store to give that lady back a dime. And they said, that's amazing that you did that. Integrity for integrity purposes. Integrity for integrity itself is good enough. Should be good enough. When you help out a friend who's in trouble, don't you feel good? Well, just because they're a total stranger, should you ignore them?
No.
Of course not. How many of you have had new kids come from out of town? Wait, where's Georgia? You Georgia? Okay, how long ago did you move here? 3 years ago when you first went to Leesville High? DeRidder High? Oh, you didn't? Okay, junior high. You were like the new kid on the block, right? Did some accept you and some look at you with squinty eyes? Did some of them accept you right away and some of them looked at you with squinty eyes like, who's that girl? Yeah, okay, it was tough, huh? Being the new kid. No? Why wasn't it tough? Oh, you made friends quick. Yes.
Well, I didn't know how to speak English.
Oh, Lord, so you came to Louisiana speaking Spanish, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Where did you go to school?
I went to Brain, I think.
Where?
Alexander.
Oh, at where?
Brain.
Oh, Brain, okay. Were you accepted right away?
Well, my relatives, I didn't know how to speak. People would be talking to me and I'll be like...
They're telling him he's you really know your dude. He's going, Yeah. Man, your nose and your eyes look funny when you talk. Man, he going, yeah. Well, you learned English pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, well, how many of you have been the one who accepts the new kid on the block? Makes you feel good, right? Oh, you moved here, all right? How were you accepted?
It depends. There's different groups and different people.
Some of them rejected you or didn't want you around. Like, you know, what are you doing here? You messing with our mellowing? Yes, you too? You moved here? From where?
New Orleans. I'm not Hurricane Ball.
Ah, I got a good story for you. Yeah, I almost got shot once. At RYLA. I don't know. Because I said almost. All right. Where'd you go? From where? From New Orleans to? Okay, and they didn't receive you well at first. But they considered you an intruder and they thought it was the criminal element out of New Orleans coming to the area?
They all told me.
Where'd you live in New Orleans?
I live in Jacksonville.
Oh, really? Okay. All right, well, let me tell you, how many of you remember Katrina? 2005, all right? Oh, wow. Okay, disaster, correct? Thousands of people stayed in New Orleans despite being told to leave. The National Guard couldn't even get to all of them. Remember those stories? Remember the horror? All right. Remember the times where people actually went into stores to get food versus those people who are trying to walk out with TVs. Okay? Let's not talk about the people walking out with TVs. Like, what's a TV going to do in the middle of a hurricane disaster, okay? That's just strictly greed. And you yawn. You're the first one to yawn. Did you do that on purpose? Not you, Dixon. You in the blue shirt. I caught you. It was an accident? All right, no yawn. All right, can anybody justify stealing a TV in the middle of a hurricane disaster?
You can.
Okay, you can justify it. You know what that means? How can you justify stealing? Oh, jeez. Who's going to give their food up when everybody's starving for a TV that you can't even plug in? You can't even plug it in to see if it works. And besides, there's no cable. Much less a satellite. Okay, hold up. Next. Quiet.
The Walmart floods is going to get rid of everything, so it's going to damage electronics.
So you're talking about making it to Walmart before the flood comes? How do you know the flood's coming?
Well, I told them.
You're assuming if a flood comes, I will save that TV from the water. Okay, can you justify that? Where's the integrity in that? Okay, what's your answer? Hold it, listen. You can't, there's no electricity. There was no electricity in New Orleans for weeks. You couldn't even test the TV, yes?
So this guy who owns the store is a jerk, okay?
Oh, so he, okay, if you're, wait, we're coming up with the new rule. What's your first name?
Gavin?
Gavin's rule of ethics. If the person's a jerk, it's okay to steal from them.
Like, he hates people. Like,
He hates people. Wait.
and you donate money to charity.
Okay, Gavin's rule number 2. It's okay to steal if you donate the money to charity. I've heard of that story before. Yes, Robin Hood. Next.
You grab the box and like you just borrow the box with the
Okay, so are you stealing the box or the TV? All right, so you leave the TV in the store. All right. Okay, no one has given a good reason, and most of you agree there is no way you can justify stealing a TV because there's a flood and a disaster. All right, now let's get to the heart of it. Food. All right, answer the question.
I think it's ethical to steal food.
Oh, I wouldn't say ethical.
Okay, well, I think it's okay to steal food. Because
It's justifiable. I'll say the only word.
Hold it, wait, we're gonna get to this point. Is it ethical to steal food? Okay, let me put this, let me say it like this. You're never gonna have a sentence that says stealing is ethical in the same sentence. Okay? All right. Is it justifiable?
okay, yes, I believe that stealing food is justifiable.
And
And like say if your money got floated away in the water.
okay. Okay, well, hold it. Wait. What is your first name?
Ron Janae.
Ron Janet's rule of ethics, number 1. It's okay to steal food if you are poor.
Yes.
Wait. How many of you have seen the movie, read the book, or seen the play Les Miserables? All right, Jean Valjean. How much time did he get arrested? 5 years, and he got. Right. Okay. All right. Hold it. Okay. No. Ron Janet. No. We're gonna get to a point. What I want you to say is why it's justifiable to steal food or to take food that doesn't belong to you in a disastrous situation.
If you like, once you get back on your feet, you can pay them back.
And you jump into my next chapter.
Okay.
Oh, interesting. Okay, wait. Here's the point. All right, you saw what happened in New Orleans, right? People were stealing TVs. They were taking whatever they could. But those who were taking food literally had a decision to make. First off, food spoils. Okay, they knew nothing was going to happen in the next few days. So they went into these stores and took food to survive. Okay, you don't need a TV to survive, right?
Barter.
No bartering. He wants to say it's okay to barter. What's your first name?
Austin.
Austin's ethics rule number 1. It's okay to steal a TV if you can barter it for food. Okay. Wait. She is dying to say something. I'm going to get to a real good point. What you want to say?
It's justifiable to steal food if there's no other option and there's a disaster.
No, you said it. You said it. That's the answer. Okay, we're going to get to another point. The key is justifiable, not ethical. Yes?
I think it would be
justify was to steal a boat because
Okay, no, good point.
like there was some water that people boats floated.
Especially,
Put things on a boat.
especially if you help to save other people, correct? Okay, so the boat 2. All right, that's the third yawn tonight. And you just did a double. She did a twofer. She did 3 and 4. All right, come on, cut that out. This is not bad. All right, now.
So your ethics don't exist if you're dead, so if it's free.
Okay, what's your first name?
Lisa?
Lisa's rule of ethics number 1. If you're going to die, you can do whatever you want. Let's not go with that. But someone in here made a comment, you did, about going back to pay them back. What about this? Let's take the corner grocery store in New Orleans where people went in and really took all the food in the store. What if, after everything settled down and he reopened, you're able to go to that store and say, listen, I'm here to tell you that your store saved my life. I came in here and got food and it helps me and my family survive. And I want to thank you for that. And I'm willing to pay you back. What do you think his response would be?
How much did you take?
No. Let me get my cash register and calculate the sales tax. Probably the vast majority would say, I really appreciate you coming to me. But how many people have the integrity or the ethical morals to be able to go back and offer to help? How about him building back? How about helping him clean up? You follow what I'm saying? That's where ethics come in. And that's the difference between people who steal, that's number 5, because she had 3 and 4. Whoa, where are my glasses? Man. How many people really did go back and help? Not very many. All right, now who's raising their hand like they wanted to go somewhere and fly like a bird? Okay.
That was me, but I...
All right, we're moving on to the next test. That was you, but you forgot your point. All right. Okay, the next one. I call it the heart test. You ready for this? How many of you have a driver's license? Come on. Really? Learner's permit or full driver's license? Like, learner's permit, raise your hand. Full driver's license. Wow. Okay. So you know how to drive, right? Okay. With the full driver's license, you can drive without an adult and all that stuff, correct? Okay. So you cruising, you ever get to use the car on a Friday night? All right, you ready for this test? You cruising down, you get your seat back a little bit, right? How many of you drive with the seat back? Come on, admit it. 1, 2, and the rest are lying. Well, you driving like that with your hands in 45-degree angles. Yes, let's get that straight. All right, you're cruising down the main road in your hometown, all right? And you're about to come to a Walmart, and you're always sick of the traffic in front of Walmart. And you know, you're doing pretty good. You might be doing 50 miles an hour, and all of a sudden, some old hoopty pulls out of the Walmart right in front of you doing 50 as you're cruising, hanging out, looking at. If you're a guy, you're hoping the girls are seeing you. If you're a girl, you're acting like you don't want the guys to see you. You know what I'm talking about. All right, you're going down the road like that, and all of a sudden they pull out. And wait, not only do they pull out right in front of you, yeah, not only that, they only go like 20 miles per hour for safety reasons. And wait, you can't pass them up because the traffic is horrible going both ways. So what do most people do? They get on that horn. The worst sound in the world besides a crying baby is that horn on a car. And you just want to lay on it. Then all of a sudden you look real close and it turns out it's your grandma. Man, you were about to give her the great American salute when you realize, oops, I love you. Hey, grandma. How you doing? I was blowing the horn to stop you to say hello. I didn't get to call you Mother's Day. I call it the heart test because you know what I'm talking about. There's something about being in a car that makes you think you got everything under control. Nobody can touch you. You are the master of the universe. You driving your car. Oh, man, I'm bad. Don't mess with my universe. Slow your roll, baby. Don't mess with me. I'm in the car. How dare you pull out in front of me and go slow? Stop and think about that for a minute. How selfish is that? Yeah, my sons are younger than I. That makes sense, right? If you have kids that are younger than you, all right? I'm constantly trying to tell them, take it easy. Jackson Brown, trying to loosen my load. No, don't get all that riled up. Besides, how ethical is it to blow a horn? It almost happened to me. I was picking up something at Cottonport Bank to bring. Looked in my rearview mirror, looked in the side view mirror, did not see a thing. Pulled out on the right side of the road. All of a sudden, bomb! No, it's good. Thank God they blew the horn. I hadn't pulled right. You gotta do that. I had not pulled completely in the road, and I mean they had to slam on their brakes, blew the horn, and I did the right thing. I pulled over and said, "I'm so sorry, please forgive me," you know. And I just pulled over. I didn't get in front of them and try to say, "Hey, don't blow at me," you know, just because I made a mistake. How you respond to people. Talk to me. You know what I'm talking about?
Did you put your signal on this time?
Oh. You know, I was pulling. No, I didn't. Wait. Hold up. Is this going to be a critique about the fact that I was teaching you all about Louisiana's ruffles on the edge of a highway to make sure that you don't go too far over? I was just trying to teach you all that. I was on the phone? Okay, you should not talk on a cell phone and drive at the same time. Especially with 6 passengers coming to Camp RYLA. I listened. Didn't I hang up after that? All right, look, this is not about me, okay? This is not about me. All right, you got the heart test down? Okay, leaders. Did y'all learn anything about leadership today?
Yes.
Learn to work as a core group in your teams? Team effort? Now look, this is just the beginning. You've got a lot more to go through this week. And as you get closer to the end, you're going to realize, you know what? Being a team and working as a leader doesn't necessarily mean that I always have to say, this is the way it's going to be. Am I right? There's no we in team? Remember that one? Ain't no I either? Whatever. Ain't no I in team, ain't no we either, whatever. All right, when you're working as a team, you learn that you don't have to be the one in charge. And you may naturally gravitate to being the one in charge. But working as a team is important. I want to do a team. I want all the teams together on this. Are y'all ready to do a drill? I want to see in only one day how much you have developed as a team. Are y'all ready?
Come on,
What?
Swag.
That means yes.
Swag. I like that, man. Man, CC. All right. That's French. You know, it's a colloquial French. Never mind. All right, we'll get into that later. No. We is the proper way of saying it. But when you say mais CC, it's like a disagreement. But anyway, we'll get into that later. No, we won't. We're not going to talk about French tonight. What we're going to talk about is this drill. Now, what I want y'all to do is work as a team. How many of you know how to add? Okay, did anybody know how to add? I'll bet you do. You good at math? All right. Who did not raise their hand just now? I'm asking people who did not raise their hand to raise their hand. Now, why do you know math? You can add, right? Okay, this is what I'm going to ask you to do. As a group, now it's important that you do this as a group. Okay, follow me. When you do it as a group, it comes out really good. It sounds like you're in the Marines, you know, like hoo-ah and all that stuff. You're going to do it. Simplify, whatever. All right, hoo-ah's the Army, simplifies the Marine. Hoorah. Yeah, but they always shortened it to hoo-ah. You know that, huh? Okay, all right, okay. We're going to do this. You ready? Okay. Here we go. How many of you can see? I know, this, oh, by the way, this is an overhead projector. It is an original Cajun PowerPoint machine. Snap and swag. They bring this just for me. Next year, I think I'm going to try to bring my little map and work it through a PowerPoint. But that's okay. I like this. But there's just something about this. Snap and swag. All right. What's that number? 1,000. Holy cow. Wait a minute.
1,000.
Okay. Well, hold up. When we talk about working as a team, that means together. That means in unison. It doesn't mean 1,000. All right. Wait a minute. When I start off, what's this number?
1,000.
That's much better. Oh, thank you. Oh, wow. All right, now we're going to add numbers, okay? But you got to do it as a group. So you don't have time, you know, to get your calculators out. All right, 1,000, right? What's that number?
1,040.
Okay, y'all okay, but that's not real good. I mean, no, it's a correct answer. But I want it in unison.
1,000.
Hold it. Wait for the signal. Y'all gonna get this. Everybody gets this. All right, first number.
1,000. 1,040. 1,040.
Okay, we almost had a slip up, didn't we? Let's try this again, people. All right.
1,000. 1,040. 2,040. 2,070. 3,070. 3,090. 4,090.
Give yourselves a hand. What's that number? 5,000? Add it up, folks. Add it up, folks. Yeah, come on, say 1,000, 1,040. Let's all do it together now. 1,000, 1,040, 2,040, 2,070, 3,070, 3,090, 4,090. Yo, 240 again? Thank you. Did anybody get it right the first time? Very good. There's always one in the group. I need some lights. Let me have the lights, because I'm going to teach a lesson right now about leadership. First lesson. As a team, y'all did the right thing. Okay? But y'all ever heard of the Blue Angels and the Thunderbirds? All right. Fine machine. They follow their leader, and they work as a team. And if that leader goes down too low, they're going to follow him too low. And there's been an accident at least once in history where they all crashed because they followed their leader to the ground. What's the first lesson? Be very cautious on who you follow, right? Because you can be led into a trap. Oh man, you did 2 yawns at one night, and they were separate. That's like number 6. All right, by the way, in 18 years, nobody's ever gotten it right as a group. Okay, it happens every time because you're learning to work as a team and you actually felt the pressure. Some of you probably would have paused to try to figure out the answer because it is a little misleading. From 4,090, you're so used to adding 1,000 each time. 5,000 sounded so natural. And did y'all notice on the last one, y'all did kind of hesitate, but y'all came through and said 5,000. Okay, so the danger is you had it right. She said it correct. Who else? You did? Very good. So you do know math. And you didn't even raise your hand.
Woo, yellow team. Yeah.
All right. So what do you learn from that? Be cautious of who you follow, but you still got to work as a team. All right, now real quick, this is what I want to do. Y'all all got selected to be here from a Rotary Club, correct? You know the full weight test? Have you heard that at all?
Yes, sir.
What's the first rule of the full weight test? Is that a good test to determine whether something's ethical or not? Yes. You're number 7. Oh, thank you. I didn't even see it. You discouraged me. All right, is it fair to all concerned? Now that's an interesting one. Would that be a good ethical question to ask people?
Yes.
Would it be?
Yes.
Why is it okay? Why do you think it's good to ask people if it's okay to all concerned? If it's fair to all concerned?
You're not the only one.
You're not the only one on this one. It's not all about me. Is that hard to say?
No.
Is that hard to believe?
No.
It's not all about me. What did I write down right here? I looked at this morning. Yeah. Here's my example. You want to be a missionary or you want to be the mission field? And why is that? You want to lead and you want to help others. If you are the mission field, that means somebody's having to do for you. Okay? So you want to find out if it's fair to all concerned. Look at the next one. What's third? Read it out. Will it be question. You're number 8. Well, he was number 8, but I didn't see it, so I had to take his word for it. All right? And what's the last one?
Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Very good. You know what? If you follow those 4 rules, you're going to do the ethical thing. You got that? Yeah. And that's the key. So what'd you learn tonight? Anything?
Yes.
You learned what ethics is?
Can't believe it.
Yes.
I learned that you should not talk on the phone while driving.
She learned that that was yesterday that she learned that I couldn't talk and drive at the same time. And she doesn't like my jokes either. She said I had some really, really bad jokes. I'm swagtastic. All right. I also decided to do this. This is the first time I've done this. You got the wrong. They don't like it? All right. This is the first time. This is how you can remember. I wrote a book. It's called The Outhouse Report. Yes, I wrote it. It's called Riddle. What's this picture of? State Capitol, where I served in the legislature for 11 years. Who's this? Here's all the statue in the front. Now what's this, folks? This is an outhouse. Okay, because what do you want to do after you watch the legislature for a while? You want to evacuate a certain area of your body, right? Okay. Now bring this up because she didn't like my jokes, but this book is all about humor and about ethics. When you're in the legislature, when you serve on a student government council, when you one day become an adult and you go to your school board meeting or you go to a police jury meeting and you start talking about talking to your elected officials, you're going to find out that elected officials have a tendency to do things for reasons that may not be so obvious. Have any of you ever watched CNN or Fox Network and have been critical of what's going on in Congress or the legislature? Have any of you been critical of Governor Jindal? I have. Okay. And I'm an elected official. Okay. You're number 9. You tried to choke it. You did good. All right. The key is ethics. When you go to your elected official, ask them, are you doing the ethical thing? You might shock them, but they don't expect to hear that from you. They want to find out if you're going to vote for them. Okay? Because one of the main things that an elected official wants is to be re-elected. Guess what? I have an election next year. I want to be re-elected. You going to vote for me? That's okay, man. In Avoyelles Parish, we vote early and we vote often. That's a no joke. Please, what's the laugh at that? Alright. Alright. If you learn anything tonight, I want you to remember this next slide. Each of you have the opportunity to affect someone in your life. Everyone in here, every one of you, every single one of you can affect someone in your life. I call it saving the world one person at a time. If you don't remember anything else I say, next week when you go back to your normal lives, find that person that you can help. One person. When you start school, find that person that you can help. There's got to be a way you can do it in an ethical way. Everybody good with that? Will you remember that? Save the world
One person at a time.
Remember that. God bless you all. Thank you for being so attentive. But wait!
What's the prize?
I'm about to give out the prize. Now, who's going to get it? Me! All right. This is the 2013 United States Mint Presidential $1 coin set. How many of y'all are familiar with the presidential coin sets? Okay. They used to make them and they distribute them all over the place. Now they only make the coin sets. They don't distribute them. They stopped last year. Okay? Now this is a set, not to be broken and spent. Okay? Because from a very monetary standpoint, it's $4. But in here it's worth a lot more. Okay? Now, I've thought long and hard about this, well, at least for the last 45 minutes.
I gave you 3 new vocabulary words.
Swag, swagtastic, and snap.
Snap?
Oh, you know what? You really are coming close.
Well, I went up there and you took pictures of me, and I told you my story.
That was good too. But...
I did the math right.
All right, now this is great. I have 4 of y'all being right now. It's all about me. All right. I'm gonna go the easy way out because I was so impressed with the way Shiva introduced me. I'm gonna give it to him. Think about this. You're only twice as old as a person younger than you once in your life. Listen to me. When you're 1 year old, everybody that's 2 is twice as old as you. Okay, after that, you're 2, 3, all right, 1 year apart. When you're 20 years old, everybody that's 40 is twice as old as you, but then it's 21, 41, and so on. It just so happens this year, she's twice as young as I am. So how old am I?
86.
I'm not going to tell you because you multiply times 2. I like the one who said 50. I'll stick with that. 58. So now you know how old she is. Yeah, you have to do the math. Hey, y'all have a great week, all right? Enjoy.